All right, so we are in Wabash, Indiana. I'm joined by Cormac from The Answer. And thanks for taking time for me. I really appreciate it.
Cool, man. Good to be here, First time in Wabash.
Nice.
So, anybody who wants to come and talk to us, we'll talk to them back.
Awesome. I assumed it was your first time in Wabash. Not many people get out to Wabash. It's my first time here, too, so we're together on that.
Cool. No, I mean, we played Indianapolis a couple of times, supporting AC/DC back a couple of years ago, and we had a great time there, so it's good to be back in Indiana.
Awesome. You guys are out on tour with Whitesnake right now. You guys just hit the road with them about a week ago or so, I think. Was the first show?
Yeah, I think it just maybe a few days before that. We've been here now for like 3 weeks, and we've got another about 2.5 weeks left.
Okay. How's this tour going compared to other tours? I mean, you mentioned, I know you've toured with AC/DC and a lot of people. Yeah. What's it been like touring the U.S. with a band like Whitesnake?
It's been pretty awesome now. The venues we're playing are kind of 3,000-4,000 capacity theatres a lot of the time, and it's just a nice size for us to get up there and connect with our audience. The crowds are there to enjoy themselves. You don't go to a Whitesnake gig and spend a whole night sitting in your seat drinking Diet Cola. So
right.
The people are there to have a good time, and we get up and we try and show them a good time and get the ball rolling, and I think people appreciate that.
Awesome. Raise the Hell released about a couple months ago now, fresh on the heels of that. I feel like you guys have really developed a sound that works really well for you. From album to album, you kind of know sound-wise what you're getting into listening to the record. I sense a lot of like the classics in there, Thin Lizzy, AC/DC. Who are some of your influences that really helped you develop the sound that you wanted to do?
So yeah, I mean a lot of the 70s bands are right up there with regards to the sound, and that, I mean, those guys knew how to keep it raw, I mean, we're a straight up 4-piece, 1 guitar, 1 bass, 1 drums.
Best way to do it.
And we try and kind of play on that a little bit and use that stripped organic nature to define part of our identity, basically, and bands like Free and Led Zeppelin, AC/DC were geniuses at it. But then you've got, coming into the last kind of 20 odd years, you've got bands like the Black Crowes and even modern day bands like Queens of the Stone Age and guys like that, Black Keys. They know how to keep it nice and stripped.
Crowbot's another one that's really doing a good job of that.
For sure, yeah.
So, and I feel like there's a really big resurgence with that style of music and that era lately, whether it be bands utilizing that sound or bands from that era coming back and having another go at it right now.
Yeah, I think bands from that era are constantly coming back. There's always a band from the 70s who are doing another kind of revival tour.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all good. I think it's important that modern bands like ourselves kind of hold on to some of those principles, without kind of paying too much credence to them at the same time, because you don't want to just be known as a Led Zeppelin tribute band, you know. You gotta make sure that in your own songs you're stamping out your own version of original rock and roll.
Right. Did it take a little while to catch your stride when it comes to that, and finding that fine line, that balance between being seen, like you said, a Zeppelin tribute band, and then being seen as something original with your own music?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a process that any guitar and blues based rock band go through. You're always gonna initially sound like the bands you love, and that's the challenge for any band, is to take your influences and do something a little bit different with it and a little bit creative. And we've had 5 albums in now, and I think from day one we did try very hard to do that, but I think we've definitely got better at it over the years.
Awesome. That kind of leads into my next question. You're 5 records in, Race the Hell, 5th record. Are there any differences between The Answer of 2015 and The Answer of maybe with Rise?
So 2005, 2006, I think Rise.
I'm going to get 10 years, 9-10 years?
Yeah. I mean, there's definite differences. I think you can I'd like to think that over the course of the 5 records you can track the evolution of the band. I mean, there's not one record where we went, let's go completely left to centre here and surprise a few people. But there's also no two records that sound the same, I think we've got better songwriters, better as musicians as well, more aware of the kind of band that we are, the formula that we create whenever it's the four of us in a room writing songs together. And whenever you've got that kind of, I suppose, sense of identity, it's a much stronger platform to make music on, I think.
Okay. And with Raise a Little Hell, I want to talk, what was it like sitting down and writing this record, coming off of New Horizon 2013 and all that, and coming off of that one, because there you found a lot of success with that one, it did pretty well. Separating yourself from that and sitting down to write this one, I believe you recorded it in Spain, is that right?
We did, yeah. Writing songs is never really a problem for us, I think the challenge is trying to do something a little bit different to the one that went before. But this time around, we kind of, we just tried to free ourselves from any external pressures, from record companies and booking agents and even our own fans. We wanted to make this record just purely to satisfy our own need to express ourselves, and. I think we did that. I think we headed to Spain. Specifically because that's where our producer works out of. But also, we wanted to go somewhere that would be fun. A bit of sunshine,
right? A
bit of a celebratory atmosphere that Spain always provides. And the time we were recording the record, it was in the middle of a full-blown annual fiesta,
nice.
Which is like bulls running through the streets and like 20 hours of solid cerveza drinking, and that was the kind of atmosphere that we wanted to engulf ourselves in for this record, and I think that tone feeds into the music.
It really does. Sitting down and listening to it from the very beginning, you can tell. I think that atmosphere really. Do you feel like that affected the final product of the record, sonically, sound wise, and just the energy when you listen, because you turn on the album, just kicks into full on just like party, just have fun, really lives up to the album title, I think. Well, the record actually starts with our producer in his thick Spanish accent counting a 1 2 1 2 3 4 and away we go, Yep.
So there's a lot of that going on, and I think you gotta feed off your surroundings whenever you get into the studio. Otherwise, you might as well just record a record at home,
Right.
We've always gone to a different studio, always worked with a different producer, and that's part of what we try and do. Keeping things fresh and giving each record its own unique edge.
Right. So 5 records in, you're touring off the new album now. How much material from Raise a Little Hell can we look forward to seeing tonight?
When we're doing the support slots with Whitesnake, we only get 35, 40 minutes, so you have to be particularly kind of choosy about the songs that you pick. But it's pretty new record heavy now. I gotta say, I think we're doing 8 songs tonight, and maybe 5 or 6 of those will be from the new record.
Nice.
And then we're going to St. Louis tomorrow for a headline show, so we get to play a lot more tunes. So, we play I would say 70% of the new record gets aired in our headline shows, But then you've also got another 4 records to have to try and nitpick songs out, because everybody who comes down to our shows has a different favourite record, so you have to try and keep those guys happy as well.
Then you got the fans that want to hear like the most like obscure song from like the first record, or maybe like an EP that like only they are able to find, and want to hear that one song that is like, I don't think we're ever going to play that live.
Well, yeah, but if there's enough noise for a tune, no matter how obscure, we'll give it a go and sound check, and if it's working, we'll play it. We listen to our fans. We're very much hands-on with regards to social media and all that kind of stuff. And even before we embarked on the European tour for the new record, we set up like a fan poll and let them pick a song they most wanted to hear from the first 3 records, or beyond. And there's some interesting proposals thrown at us. forgot I even had even written a couple of them. But you know, I mean, we try and keep our fans happy.
Nice. So after the Whitesnake tour, what's going on with the answer for the rest of 2015 and any plans into 2016? It's hard to believe that's like 5-6 months away now.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the way
it's like
it is.
Just got started. You know?
Yeah. I mean, you're always kind of you spend all this time writing and recording a record, and then you're almost immediately thinking about the follow up to the campaign. You know, so. I mean, we get back from America. We've been touring pretty solidly since March, so we're gonna get back home for a little bit and just kind of clear our heads. We've got a few more European festivals to play. We've got a gig in London where we're launching our new single, Gone Too Long.
Nice.
So we get at that show, just the tickets went on sale about a week ago and sold out in you know, like 24 hours. It's kind of a relatively intimate club gig for us, you know, so that's going to be fun. We'll get the Gone Too Long campaign up and running.
Nice.
And we'll get to the end of the summer and see where we're at.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to seeing the show tonight. It's going to be my first time seeing you guys.
Cool.
Actually, he just discovered you guys tonight. He walked into my apartment to get ready to go to the show. He's like, "What are you listening to?" I'm like, "It's The Answer." He's like, "This is going to be fun."
All right.
So.
Yeah, no, it will be fun. And I mean, the audiences in these theaters, you know, they're really getting into what we do. So
awesome.
You'll enjoy it.
Awesome. Looking forward to it, man. Everyone out there, Raise Little Hell out right now. Go pick it up. Go buy it. Check it out. It's a kick-ass record. Looking forward to seeing it. Have fun on the rest of the tour with Whitesnake, man. Have a kick-ass show tonight.
Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for taking time. I appreciate it.
Cheers. Cheers.